Welcome to What's Noi. I'm your host, Justin Jones. In this video series, we're keeping it simple. Quick conversations, fresh perspectives, and a look at what's really going on inside NeuGroup. In this week's episode, I'm joined by my coworker, Zandra Floirendo, the events manager at NeuGroup, who helps to make sure all of our meetings go off without a hitch. Zandra, thanks for joining us on the show.
Hi, Justin. Happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
So I want to get into later sort of your background and what members should look forward to this year, but let's start with what the events team does and how you make meetings happen.
The events team over at NeuGroup, we handle all things logistics, all the event details from catering, AV specs, the layout of the room, our reception and dinners. So we kind of handle all of those details, communicating with our host team, our catering team, all of that to ensure that our members have an amazing experience at our events.
The unsung heroes of NeuGroup. That's what the What's Noi show is all about. So what are some meetings that you're helping to plan this half that members should look forward to?
So I love when the women in NeuGroup peer group gets together. We had that opportunity last year and it was an amazing event. And this year we are going to be doing a salon dinner in New York City on April 14th. And yeah, that's just an amazing group, obviously as a woman myself, to see in action, having this amazing group of women leaders in finance come together. So really excited for that one. We are going to be over at Qualcomm with two of our events, Assistant Treasurers and FX. So two really big dynamic groups coming together during the same week. So it should be a fun one. And later this half or this season, the Life Treasurers peer group is coming to my hometown in New Jersey. So that is really exciting for myself. And actually, the entire events team is based in New Jersey, with Sydney and I being New Brunswick, Somerset natives. So we are really, really excited to have members come and we can kind of show off our hometown.
Yeah, New Jersey represent, I guess. I'm Texan born and bred, but I relate to the idea of hometown pride. So you mentioned
we love to quote our governor. We're from Jersey and you're not.
So you mentioned two meetings that are going to be in the same week in San Diego. And as a content attendee to these meetings, I take notes and write articles from them. I've noticed this increased trend of trying to plan meetings back to back. It makes my life easier so that I can just travel once and cover two separate meetings. Is that intentional to help members as well?
That is absolutely intentional. Last year in October, we had an event week in New York, and we found it very successful in terms of attendance and member feedback. Our goal is to have these dynamic event weeks so that folks that have multifaceted roles are able to attend, travel once and come to a handful of these meetings, or maybe travel with their team. So it kind of just builds a synergy, and we're all of these NeuGroup members in the same area at once. Also, NeuGroup is fully remote, so it's nice to have a handful of our team members all together at once as well.
Yeah, it's cool because I've noticed going to multiple meetings in one half and seeing sometimes people who are assistant treasurers have cross-functional roles attend our meeting for FX and also cash management or something, because they're doing a lot. And I guess that's what makes NeuGroup special is you're able to use different parts of your brains for different kinds of meeting and really increase your knowledge. So how does it work for you planning these events weeks? Feel free to be as frank as you want on the What's Noi show. Like, is it more stressful that you got to worry about Monday, Tuesday, one group of people, and Wednesday, Thursday, a whole other?
Yeah, I wouldn't necessarily say more stressful. It is absolutely key to keep everything organized, especially on the back end of things. But we have an amazing team over at NeuGroup and full support, all hands on deck kind of mentality during those weeks. So it's really not much heavier of a lift on us. It's kind of the same task we would be doing anyway, just shortened time for deliverables. However, it does, keep it fast paced and keep it interesting for us. But it is awesome to see so many members at once and so many of our team members at once.
When it comes down to meeting week, what's going through your head and what all are you responsible for when you're on the ground? What do people not see that the events team does?
I kind of always like to use the analogy, a duck swimming. You never see their feet paddling. We are working very hard behind the scenes to ensure a great member experience, from, a seamless entry into the building or wherever our meeting space is, clear instructions on how to check in, where dinner is. We want to be proactive in answering those questions before they're even asked. If a member never needs me during the meeting, I've done my job as well as I can. Um, but yeah, leading up to meeting week, I think everyone in the events team will agree that it is checklist, checklist, checklist. We are double, triple checking, making sure everyone is registered properly. We have all the materials for the meeting on hand. We know where we're going. We know where the members are going. And yeah, so a lot of chaos behind the scenes, but I don't think I'd have it any other way.
Yeah, with 25 meetings that you're all planning simultaneously across the country and different lines of communication and locations and dinners, I'm sure the back end of the events team is a real spider web of planning. As a not particularly organized person, I feel like I'm not jealous of what you have to do. Are there any little details that have gotten in the way, or lessons that you've learned on site from this job or previous jobs on underrated details that go into events planning?
Yeah, absolutely. I think working events pretty much my entire career, I have always taken the lesson with me that being proactive and being able to think fast on your feet and being flexible is the only way you can handle problems that come at you fast. Um, if you're not flexible, you're going to be kind of stuck and flailing around. Um, it's just truly being able to think fast on your feet and problem solving. It's something I think an events person just kind of either you get it or you don't, and you only learn through like the hard lessons when something goes wrong in an event, and it's kind of down to you to fix it or make sure nobody even notices it's wrong.
I've heard you talk about being able to stay cool under pressure, and especially as an events person, I've seen you in action, and it's almost like you're just a full-time problem solver. Where does that come from?
Yeah, I think that comes from my entire career being in events. I did work very large weddings prior to this. So it was, someone's big day. You don't want them to panic over something small. So any problem that comes at you, you kind of fix it before anybody even notices it was wrong. I also did martial arts for about, I want to say almost 15 years. And one of the biggest lessons a sensei taught me is, even if somebody's coming at you or you're facing a situation where you might be in danger, the best thing you can do for yourself is to remain calm and confident, even if you have to fake it till you make it.
Yeah, I watched you on a NeuGroup internal call. We call them lunch and learns, where everyone gets to sort of present about a small obsession of theirs, or even teach people how they do their own job. And you broke a wooden board with a punch.
Yeah. Like I said, I did martial arts for 15 years. I would probably call it slightly more than a small obsession. I thought at one point in my life, I thought I was going to be, the next Ronda Rousey. Um, I am fully retired. I do sometimes occasionally break boards in my spare time. I will pick up boxing gloves once in a while, but
So then today's off-topic question is going to be obvious to anyone who knows either one of us. What's the best martial arts movie?
so I think I love those like kind of cheesier movies. So I think Mortal Kombat, like the old
90s
school
Mortal
Mortal
Kombat?
Kombat is, yeah,
They're fighting in
absolutely.
big chunky rubber costumes.
Yes. Fun fact, I also dressed up as Sub-Zero for Comic-Con one
That's
year
crazy.
because I do enjoy that movie. Um, and anything with Jackie Chan in it because he still does his
He
own
does.
stunts. So the newer Karate Kid, I really enjoyed.
Also, shout out to Bruce Lee, Enter the Dragon.
Oh, absolutely,
Or if you
absolutely.
want a more modern movie, The Raid is the best modern martial arts movie, but it's incredibly violent. So viewer beware. Well, thanks for joining me to talk NeuGroup meeting planning, to talk what members should look forward to, and especially to talk movies with me.
Absolutely, anytime.